Hello, my name is Ben Sayer. In this video I'm going to show you how to use the auto numbering feature within Family Tree Maker 2011. Now within Tools on the menu bar, if you click that and go down to Options and click that, this last tab over here that reads References, that's where you can make your changes to your numbering. So I'm going to click that. And we've got two different selections here. We can use individual reference numbers and we can use relationship reference numbers. So by checking either of those boxes, it tells Family Tree Maker to automatically generate numbers for either individuals and or relationships. So I'm going to turn both of those on. And I also suggest either prefixing them or using a suffix so that you don't just get a number by itself. Now you can use numbers by themselves if you're not already using manual person or relationship ID numbers. But I like using the prefixes because it helps me to eliminate collisions between those numbers. And I'll show you what I mean with that later when I show you an Anantafel number that I have manually entered for Echo Terry's mother, Eliza. So let's set it with a prefix just to show you what that looks like. So I click there on the prefix button, and then within this text box I'm just going to prefix with the capital letter I. Now you could put dashes in there, you can put whatever it is that you like in there, and I'm going to do the same sort of thing over here, except I'm going to preference it with R for relationship. So all of the individual numbers will be prefaced with a I, and all the relationship numbers that are automatically generated by Family Tree Maker will be prefixed with an R. You can do a similar thing with a suffix, just put what you want, what text you want to appear at the end of a number instead of at the beginning of the number. And then once I click OK here, it will generate those numbers automatically. So let me show you what that did by clicking on the Person tab. And if we look here under Person ID for Echo Terry, right here you can see the value is I-16. It automatically generated that. Now in this case, Echo did not have a Person ID number pre-existing. So let me show you what happens when you do, when you already have a manually entered. So I'm going to select Eliza Ellen Stocks, Echo Terry's mother, and switch over to the Person tab. And here you can see the Person ID here, and the value is A31. Now this happens to be Eliza Ellen Stocks' Anantafel number, and it's one that I had manually entered. So you can see that selecting the automatic number generation was non-destructive to that manual entry. So any place that you have manual entries, those will remain after you turn on auto numbering. Now if you want that automatically generated number to appear, you would need to remove this Person ID fact. So if we control or right click on that and delete the fact, you'll see that it removed the manual one. So now there's still a Person ID fact, but it's the automatically generated one, I-37. Now if you have turned on automatic numbering and you want to use a manual number for that person, say it was from a file system that you used previous to Family Tree Maker, then you can just add a fact with a Person ID. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to add a Person ID, and I'm going to select the value of A31. And you can see that just overwrote the automatically generated one. Now we could have also I'm going to delete this one so I can show you a different way to do it. Delete that so it goes back to the automatic one. Now if I select this guy, you can see the value over here is I-31, and it's got a gray background which tells you that it's automatically generated. If that had been manual, it would be a white background and I would be able to edit it in place. If I try to type on this right now, it doesn't let me replace that. But I get this pencil button over here that does allow me to edit it. So I get this warning dialog saying, are you sure you want to edit this automatically generated reference number? I do. So that basically changes it to a manual number, so I can then set it to whatever it is that I want it to be. Say we want to use the Onentafel number just as an example, and then you can see over here that that value is now set to the manually generated value, and it's just treated the same way. If I want to change it, it's right there for me to change. And again, if I delete this, it will go back to the automatically generated number.